So I dated a DL man in Houston back in 2023. Happy Pride to him. And I want to tell this story because I know there's a lot of women in Houston that are just so confused as to why dating is so hard out here. It's because these niggas are gay. And I don't say that in a derogatory way because this nigga is gay. I am bisexual. A lot of these men are fully gay, meaning they don't like women at all. They actually hate our guts, and they're also not sexually attracted to us. And when you have that combination in a man that insists he's into you and loves you and is attracted to you, it can be really fucking confusing. It can really throw you off your game because a lot of straight men do that too. Men lie to women, period, regardless of their sexuality. There are always signs when a man is not attracted to women whatsoever. I met this man in 2023 through a mutual friend. He was a retired professional basketball player. He was about 6'7", just very masculine presenting. And honestly, we hit it off. So I was really surprised when at the end of the hangout, he didn't follow up. He didn't try to get my number. So I did what you're literally never supposed to fucking do. I found him on Instagram and I liked a couple photos and I followed him. Absolutely fucking disgusting. Anyway, he ends up sliding in my DMs. We end up making plans. The biggest red flag about this man was that he never wanted to hang out one-on-one despite living alone. And yes, I had been to his house before, so I knew he in fact lived alone. He had a child. I also lived alone, so it never made sense to me that he never wanted to come over, watch a movie, spend the night. Now, I'm no stranger to dealing with men that don't fucking like me, but this was just something a little bit different. A man can hate your fucking guts and still be laid up in your bed every day. So something just wasn't adding up. Anytime we would hang out, his friends would always be present and he would always kind of like parade me around to kind of show me off to his friends. It almost kind of gave like, look guys, like there's a girl here. I like women. Like, see, here's proof. Another huge red flag that I so regretfully ignored was that this man did not like eating box. Now I know what you're thinking. You're thinking, Chelsea, you eat box. How in the fuck were you dealing with a man that didn't eat box? It was a really dark time for me. I don't know. I must have been going through a lot. My head was atrocious, y'all. It was just so bad. And I am 29 years old. I have had my fair share of experiences, but this head from this 35-year-old man, mind you, with a whole child, I have never even touched a vagina in my life. That paired with the final straw, the straw that broke the camel's back, if you will, was that he was constantly asking me about one of my friend's boyfriend's sexuality. My friend's boyfriend is super sweet, is obsessed with her, and does not give gay at all. But this man that I was talking to was constantly asking me, oh, why is he so friendly? Are you sure he's not gay? And I tell you, I have never in my life dealt with a man who cared at all about any other man's sexuality. He also used to use the F slur when he would get angry. Anytime he was like playing his video game and he would get really mad, he would just scream the F slur in anger. I just have no idea why I was still dealing with this man at that point, but this was a long time ago, so don't do me. A lot of DL men are in fact bisexual, so they do still have some level of attraction to women, so it's easier to hide. But for the fully DL gay men, y'all ain't fooling nobody. Just come on out of that closet, baby.
Okay, lipsticks, it is happening, okay? More and more women are finding out that their men are on the down low. So what is down low? Their men, husband, boyfriends are on the down low, baby daddies on the down low, basically living a double life, okay? And I'm not here to judge who people love because lesbian over here, she's a lesbian, but when you're lying and sneaking and playing with people's health, baby, we've got a problem. We have got a problem. We're talking about the DL culture today, the secrecy, the red flags, the stories, and most importantly, why this is still a thing in 2025. I mean, in 2025, why are people still on the down low? I don't know. but I do know. Let me know that. I do know. I know this topic hits the nerves, especially in the Black community, where I think majority of the down low is happening there. Then, of course, Atlanta. We're gonna go there.
The reason we have so many down low men right now is very, very simple. It comes down to lack of effort and laziness. When a woman goes on a date, think about it. You get it dressed up, you get excited, you think about it ahead of time, and you want to have it's an experience, right? A lot of men go on these dates because they want to get a piece of ass, and that dinner they bought, the time they had to spend, the stories they had to listen to was like investment into getting that piece of ass. Okay, so if they've now learned that they can go on an app on the telephone and within 2 to 3 minutes message another man and go get their dick sucked behind a dumpster, a storage unit, or in the bathroom or fitting room in a public place, they didn't have to pay any money. They don't have to listen to any stories. They don't have to get dressed up. They don't have to do any of these things. They can just like go get that thing done. And a lot of these men just look at a hole as a hole. Let's just be real. That's what they think. They're not looking for an emotional connection. They don't care about any of those things. They just want something done for them. And a lot of them, they want to be banged. And I'm telling you the extreme things a lot of these guys want. They don't give a damn about the risks. And they're taking on all the risks because they're on the receiving end of the man juice that they're begging for. If their wives knew about this, they probably wouldn't look at them like the manly man that they present themselves as.
So I wanted to come on here and talk about an issue that I get a lot of questions about, and also that I got a lot of hate for one time, and that is the topic of DL men as a trans woman. And so what I'm talking about is one time during the presidential election, when this recent one, when things were getting really heated, people were really upset, and I obviously was on the upset side because I obviously knew what this meant for trans rights. And I mean, we're obviously seeing it right now. We see all of the horrible things that are happening to trans people, myself included. And in my time as being a online SCX worker, I have dealt with a lot of celebrity men and celebrity interactions, being DM'd, even going out to see one time. And I have my regrets, but I think every trans SCX worker can tell you the same thing. And people like to pretend that it does not happen. So this particular person, I do not expect it to go viral like it did, but he basically was saying horrible things about trans women and the bathroom or the bathroom issue and stuff like that. And so I went on my Twitter and I was like, okay, I'm going to out all DL men that are in favor of this administration and hitting us up on the low. And it went super viral. I don't know how to insert the clip, but has 11 million interactions and 165,000 likes. It just went super crazy. And so I woke up to a million messages from straight men and women coming after me being oh, well, if you consider yourself a woman, how is it DL? Why are you outing men if you consider yourself a woman then? And so I wanted to explain the difference between DL man as a trans woman and a straight man that interacts with a trans woman. So to me, a DL man as a straight woman I've dealt with a lot of them before, and it's basically a man who is infatuated with trans women, is really attracted to certain parts of a trans woman, particularly pre-op trans women like myself. And that means a trans woman who hasn't had any surgery down there, but doesn't want to take them out on dates, wants to be super discreet and down low, doesn't want to bring you around their friends and family, and will still pursue relationships with cis women. And I hope no one gets offended by the term cis. I'm just saying it to differentiate the genders. And so that's what this guy was. And these types of men usually hit up femboys and other men. And a straight man is a man who is attracted to women and might come across a trans woman who they think is attractive and, maybe needs to learn a little bit more about the trans experience and doesn't fetishize us though, and actually wants to have a healthy, normal relationship with this trans woman and doesn't fetishize us and make us feel super weird or want to experiment. So yeah, that's the difference between a DL man and a straight man when it comes to trans women, because I know with gay men and more non-binary femme presenting people, it can be really confusing what DL means or how DL fits into that area. But yeah, I have dealt with a lot of DL men and chasers is what we also call them.
Okay, lipsticks, this is not about sexuality. Okay, it's not about sexuality. It's about honesty, safety, and choice. Some of these men are deep in the closet, and some of them are married to women, and they are using women as covers and proof that they are straight, a straight man. And what's sad is that a lot of them could be living freely. Now, I wouldn't want to be a woman that is married to a DL man, but surprisingly, I know quite a few women who are married to men on the DL and who know that the men are on the DL. Why they married them, I don't know. it's a weird thing, but I do know quite a few women who are married to men that are on the down low, and they know that the man has got a boyfriend or whatever. But I mean, if you choose to do that, that's fine. But I'm specifically speaking on behalf of the women who do not know. It's a huge safety thing. Okay, we've got HIV, we've got STDs, we've got diabetes, we've got all of these things that that play into part. It's a huge safety and health concern. Again, Atlanta.
Girl, I'm gonna have to clock the DL men. It's dangerous out there. And down low or DL men are actually narcissists, and it's dangerous to be with them. I want to make sure that you're protected at the end of the day as a dating coach for 15 years, as well as your fairy godbrother. And so without further ado, I want to share with you what I've learned and the traits and characteristics that I look out for to see if someone is DL or not. Okay, let's get started. So if he's black and he's always talking about butt, girl, he is Beavis and Butthead. He doesn't care who is attached to that butt. He just wants it, okay? So that's probably DL. Also, if he has extreme feelings about his mother, so either he really hates her or he really loves her, that is representative of how he is going to feel about women, and oftentimes it's not healthy, and so he's probably DL. Now, if he's Hispanic and he's an alcoholic and he hates his dad or his dad hates him, he's probably DL. If he is white and he's an alcoholic and probably has a beer and hangs out with his boys more than his girlfriend, he's probably DL. If there is a guy that is East Asian, he's probably uber competitive with women. He is mean to women, and he was probably chubby when he was a kid because he was trying to eat the gay away. So check out for that, for those kinds of guys. Girl, if he is a celebrity and he's changed his name multiple times, he's probably DL. He doesn't know his identity, and he's running away from his true identity. If he is a professional athlete, oftentimes he's probably going to be the loner on the team or the guy that's the biggest cheerleader. That's why a lot of those guys become coaches, and there's a lot of gay coaches in professional sports. If he is a pastor and he does a lot of one-on-one mentoring sessions with younger men, he's probably DL. Oh, also these kinds of guys. If he was in prison for more than 3 years, ask any security guard, prison guard, girl, he's DL. It's like long COVID. You're always gonna have it. I'm sorry. If he's in the military, especially the Navy is the gay bee. That's where the gay guys go. Girl, 100 men go out to sea, girl, you're gonna come back with 50 couples. They are literally on a honeymoon and on a cruise, sleeping on top of each other. DL, okay? If he has more than 4 kids with multiple women, he is probably DL. If he is either Indian or Middle Eastern and he is trying to control what you're wearing, he's trying to play Barbies with you. He's DL. If he is very rough intimately, he is hate effing you because he hates himself and he hates women. Now, if he is Nigerian or Ghanaian, if he went to boarding school, he's probably DL because he had his first sexual experience with a boy. Or most of the DL men that are African have girlfriends or wives, but they either ignore them or neglect and are very mean to them. So if you see them in public, you wouldn't even know that they're together because that's how much he's ignoring his wife. Okay? So those are the signs that I see for men that are on the DL.
As someone who has worked with men throughout my entire life, I've been there when they have came out of the closet and they've confessed to their wives that they were down low the entire time. But what are the signs of a man who is down low? I've gotten that question quite a bit, so I'll give you guys a couple signs from seeing it myself firsthand in my experience of working with men who are down low and seeing their behaviors and patterns. Being down low is not a good thing because you're lying to not just yourself but to others as well. You're not being authentic and you're sharing a life with a woman who thinks you're straight when in reality you're doing other shit with other men and you're fooling her. That ain't cool. So one of the main signs of a man who is DL is an over-exaggerated sense of masculinity. Overly exaggerated macho, this dude who's hyper masculine. He does never want to even seem feminine ever. That's one of the biggest signs of a man who is DL. A motherfucker who's always feeling like he has to compete with other men and show his aggressiveness, his strength, to show them how much of a man he is. That motherfucker right there might be down low, very likely. Always feeling like he has to prove himself to other men because he is trying to cover up for something. Overcompensation is another big one. Have you ever noticed somebody who's too damn loud when it comes to being attracted to the opposite gender? It's like they're trying to mold into a particular way of being to make you think how much attracted they are to the opposite gender. Again, trying hella hard to go out of their way to prove how manly they are. A man that is truly secure within himself does not have to go out of his way to prove to others that he is secure within himself as a man. Another very likely sign is if they're not too active when it comes to affection and intimacy with you. And that is probably because they're doing it with somebody else. And it could be because they don't like you since you're a woman. That's what's going to happen if he's down low. If he's down low, he ain't going to want to do shit with you because he's doing it with other dudes. So if your man is not affectionate to you and does not get intimate with you, that is a huge red flag, especially if he doesn't bring it up and talk about the issue as to why he's not intimate with you. Why would he not want to do it with you as a woman? Think about it. And one of the biggest signs of a man who is DL is they always are constantly joking around with the gay jokes around other straight men. But with actual gay men, they don't do it at all. They don't joke around like that with gay men the same way that they do with straight men. And that's because it's a cover-up. Of course, they're not going to joke around like that with the gay men because then everyone's going to start to think they're actually gay.
Okay, get ready with me while I tell you how to know if your boyfriend is DL, because a lot of y'all's boyfriends are DL. Okay, one is if he really prefers to hang out with his homeboys than to hang out with you. Like, it seems like his homeboys are always a priority and you're always number two. And I'm not saying that, like, it's like that sometimes. No, like, when it's always like that. Like, he always has to bring a homeboy somewhere. Number two is if they're around gay guys and, like, they feel uncomfortable and they tell you, like, oh my god, like, I just felt so uncomfortable, like, I couldn't even be around him, like, I was irritated. Like, no, you were irritated because you liked it because you're gay. He's always talking shit about women, and I'm not saying, like, making a little comment here and there. No, when he's always saying something about, like, the way women dress, how they act, yada yada yada, like, he's mad because some women are living his dream. They're with men and he wants to be with a man. So yeah, that's another telltale sign. Another one that kind of goes in with the thing I just said. I feel very passionate about women's bodies or what women should do with their body or women's topics. That's a sign of homosexuality, because you shouldn't feel passionate about that because you're not a woman. So where's the passion coming? Huh? A sign is if he makes you go half on the first date or he asks you to pay. He's gay, he likes men, he wants to be with his homeboy. So yeah.
So I feel a little bit evil, so let me give you a story time, right? So just to keep it a little bit thing is a batty boy story time, okay? So you know how, like, in the Caribbean and thing, people always like to pretend, especially men, they like to pretend like they're not into men, and they like to say that how they go burn in hell. Well, let me just stop that right here. I'm not gonna out the person, but let me just tell you, they have a dance school, and yeah, that dance school, pathetic. This man been in my DM since like 2016. No, what am I saying about 2016? Since like 2020. And we talking, he normal. But like the thing is, the reason I'm talking about it is because I just don't like liars, and I just seeing liars, and people gonna get hurt. That's what I just saying this for. But as to say, I'm not going to out the person. So yeah, I'm gonna admit I entertained it. Not gonna lie, but was I ever gonna get anyway with that? No. Like, look at me, and then if you see the person, look at them. Like, you really think you're gonna get to me? You're gonna get inside of me? No. A long story short, I came back to Trinidad back in like, what was like February, right? He see that on my story, so he come comment on my story and telling me about how we should link and we should do things. I'm like, what you talking about do things? This man really tell me about we could go in the bathroom of his dance studio before the class starts and do stuff. First of all, probably some people not gonna believe me and stuff like that. I am a virgin, okay? Matter how much talk I just talk, I'm a virgin. And I am not losing it in a trailer park. I ain't gonna bust it open in a trailer park. So, again, entertained it, but I know I never went nowhere. You could tell me why... Wait, I forgot to tell the big bad story. While he is doing this, he has a girlfriend. He's telling me these things, but he have a girlfriend. First of all, I'm not gonna lie, he had a nice thing. But from the trays that he sent, galvanized roof. What I look like? No. The galvanized roof in your bedroom? No, not me and you. But anyway, as I say, the man have a girlfriend, and he claiming to be straight online. Now, like, maybe I leave Trinidad and never do anything with him. 2 weeks passed. You wanna tell me he got a new girlfriend? He's still with this new girlfriend. This girlfriend don't know nothing. And I just really watching it here, like, the reason I even saying this, not to out them, but it's like, this poor girl, she don't know what's going on. Like, it's okay, just come out, let the girl...
To the truth, but not at the expense of somebody else. If you're on the closet, if you're in the closet, stay out of relationships where people assume you're straight. And if you're dating someone and you're starting to question things, trust your gut. It's very, very rare that you will not know that your man is on the down low, especially if you spend time with him. I mean, he's your man. You're gonna spend time with him. As a lesbian, it's very easy for me to know when a man is on the down low, and it's very easy for me to know when a woman is a lesbian. Yeah, my lesbian da, you know, they have a gay da, lesbian da. My lesbian da is on point. I have a very good lesbian da. I think I can tell when somebody's a lesbian, even on the down low. So tell me what you think about this whole women who are finding out that the men are on the down low. Everybody giving advice on the signs of a man who is on the down low. And please don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment to Lipstick's Darling and Lipstick Darlings. And of course, I will see you in my next video. Goodbye.
Y'all have asked, so I shall receive. So you shall receive. What do you mean by that? Welcome back to my story time. Today, my story time is gonna be about the first guy that I ever thought that I truly liked, loved, and cared for. Way back in the day when I was like 14, 15. Still has me blocked on everything till this day. So, let's rewind back to before my transition. I was playing rugby, and one of the boys in the team, you know, I was feeling him, you know. I was like, wow. We get to talking like just normal friends at training. Like, I would only ever really speak to him at training, and it would be like 1 word, 2 word, 3 word, never 4, never 5, never 6, just 1 word. I don't know if you guys remember this. There used to be this thing, it was called shout out for shout out. I feel like people still do that, low key. Wrap it up. Anyways, everyone in rugby used to do it. Everyone used to post each other, cool, whatever the case may be. On one of the days that everyone was doing it, someone had posted his account. So I needed that, and I followed him. He followed me back. It was chill, it was cool. And then I put up a shout out for shout out thing on my poll story or whatever. And then he would have one for me. So then I did one for him, and then he did one for me. So it was chill, you know the vibes. Back then, like, I wasn't out yet, but everyone kind of already assumed or knew. So, you know, all my friends, I was friends with all the baddies, like all the bad bitches on the girls team. All the girls that I was friends with back in the day when I used to play rugby, they were body T, face card, never declined. So I feel like the boys were nice to me in that sense. But now that I'm really thinking about it, back then, I never really had any issues with any of the boys. Like, I feel like everyone knew what I was and it was chill, but that was it. I mean, I wasn't one of the boys. I didn't get invited out to stuff, and like, we weren't kikiing and like, you know, best friends. So whenever I wouldn't play, I would always be either with the girls team, hanging out with them, or yeah, like if they asked me about a boy, I would just be like, no, like, you don't need that. They would listen. So I feel like that's another reason why some of the boys were really nice to me, because back in the day, I used to go to school with a couple of rugby boys, and I would always hook them up with the girls, you know, like middleman.